guys, Melissa here at TCT Crafts, and thank you guys so much for stopping by our channel. If this is your first time, welcome. Here we like to design all kinds of different wreaths, swags, centerpieces, floral arrangements, some of the fake bakes, all kinds of things. So I hope you will check out some of our other tutorials and subscribe, hit that little notification bell, and you'll be notified every time we come live. Today, get ready. We are doing a large and in charge Easter swag design. So this is what we're going to be making today. Isn't it just beautiful? So it is a little bit whimsy, a little bit elegant. I love how it turned out. So this is going to be our tutorial for today. I hope you guys enjoy. Let's go ahead and get started. Hello everybody and welcome. Today we are going to be making an Easter swag. So I had done a poll in the on the channel to see what you guys kind of wanted to see for this year, and we had a lot of you had said you wanted to see more swags. So we're going to make one today. It's going to be very pretty but whimsical, and we're going to be using two swag bases. So I have this white one left from Christmas time. Pull out whatever swag you have. This one, let me get the measurements for you. I want to say it was a 24 inch. So let's see. Nope, see, I was wrong. I think they start from the wire though. 32. It's about a 32 inch swag. But use whatever size you have. I do want this one a little bit larger because the element that we are going to be adding, our big focal point, is quite large. So let me show you. We've got these adorable foam Easter eggs. We just got them in the shop. We have a limited supply, but we've got them in 3 different colors. So I'm going to go with the yellow today, but because this is large, I wanted my swag to be a little bit bigger. Now I had almost brought all 3, and we could have made a really large swag with all 3 of the eggs. We could have just kind of gone down the swag with the eggs. So that is an idea. However, these are not cheap. And to add 3 of these in here, this would have been a very expensive design. It's already going to be pricey, just because I like to add a lot of product to my designs. I like my designs big and full and lots of stuff going on in here. So I just decided let's just do one. It's going to be a little bit more affordable, but just as an option, you could take 3, stagger them down the swag, and how cute would that be? So let's go ahead, let's move on. I'm going to get these together. So I'm going to use 2. You absolutely do not have to use 2. Again, scale up or scale down according to your price point, according to your budget. Again, I like mine with a lot of product in it. That's just how I design. So you do not have to add the second piece if you do not want to. But I have a door swag that I'm going to lay in here. And this is just going to give us some extra fullness. But again, you do not have to add this. So I'm going to take 2 of these ties and twist it around here. And then we're also going to get some zip ties. But let me just kind of get these tied in here with the ties. And then we're going to intermingle these so that it doesn't look like we just have green sitting on top of white. Okay, so I've got that tied in, and I'm going to add a couple of zip ties just for extra security. And then we're going to go and get our base ready. So we'll get our stuff ready here on the table, and then we'll probably put it up on the easel and finish it out. If you don't want to use zip ties, you could tie it in with pipe cleaners or floral wire. whatever you have on hand. Let me move this little greenery. There we go. Okay. So now let's start blending these together. I'm just moving some of the white and green around, getting them nice and blended. By the time we get all this stuff added in here, you're really not going to see much of it. It's the base. We're just going to kind of mix this around in there. There we go. Okay, so we just kind of blended that together. Now let's go ahead and add our foam egg on here before we put it up on the easel. Actually, I take that back. Let's do one other step before we do that. So I'm going to add some ficus to this. Not everybody likes to work with ficus. Use whatever greenery you want, but again, this helps bring down the cost. Ficus is an inexpensive greenery. So I'm just going to give these some bends. Okay, so I'm going to get this tied in here. I'm just taking some of the pine branches and twisting around that stem. And then we're just going to move this ficus through here. These bend them however you want it. Once we get it on the easel, we'll kind of see how we want to bend it. Okay, let's go ahead and add another one. So again, I'm going to just bend these, give them some shape. We don't want them just in there flat, because that's boring. So let's go ahead and just sort of set this one in here. Now our egg's going to go right in this area, so I just kind of pulled that branch over. Okay, I'm going to take some of the pine and let's twist this in there. We'll add some glue too here in a second, just for added extra support. Let's get our last one. And I went down with this one. I'm going to take a little, I'm going to take a little zip tie and just tie this one in there. There we go. Okay, so now we have our ficus in here. I brought in one more stem, so we may cut it apart and add it in places if we need to after we get it up on our easel. But again, bend these. Make them go where you want them to go. Okay, now let's get our egg added. So I am not a huge fan of this little bow that they have on here with this ribbon. So I'm going to see if I can carefully take this off of here. And I'm going to cut the little, they do come with hangers. So like if you wanted to purchase these and hang them, these would be really cute in an Easter tree, hanging from a chandelier, all kinds of options. But we're going to use it as an attachment today. So I'm going to cut the hanger off. And I'm going to see if I can carefully take this little bow off of here. There we go. Perfect. Okay, that was just glued on, so it just popped right off. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay. So now let's get our placement. So he's going to sit somewhere right in here, I think. Okay, I'm just going to glue them in, and then we'll take some floral pins and we'll attach it to our pine. So let me get a little added, and then we'll I'll add more once we get it in there. I'm going to hold it there for a second. And let me get our floral pins. So I'm just getting these U pins, these little floral pins you can get. I get mine typically off Amazon, or if I see them at Hobby Lobby, I'll grab them. Now I'm going to take, this is foam, so I'm taking this floral pin. I'm going to dip it in a little bit of glue. And I'm taking this pine right here, and I'm just going underneath the bottom, and I'm just attaching that pine to that egg, and that's going to help hold that in. The glue should hold it, but this is just, you know, extra security. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to take it, dip it in my glue, take this pine, and push that up under there. Okay. Let's do one more right down here at the bottom. Okay. All right, now let me add a little bit of glue around it, and then that should not go anywhere. I'm going to add some right where that pin is. So I think we're going to do a bow here and maybe one up here. I'm just using one ribbon today. So I'm going to use our new, we've got some new Fair Silk 1-inch, some spring colors. I absolutely love them. And so we're going to use the yellow and pink today. So let's go ahead and make our bow and get it on before we put it on our easel. So I'm going to set this aside. Bring out my bow maker. Now I want these loops to be pretty large. Our tail, let's leave it a little long. I'm going to leave it about 23 inches. Placing it in here and twisting. Actually, let me take this off of here because I want long. I need to be able to see my numbers. So let's do about 10. 10 for the first one, for the first loop. Okay, we'll go about 10 for that one on that side too. Okay, now we're going to come in about an inch. You can see how this wire is just so great. I love the Fair Silk ribbon because it just will stand up at the tension and hold the shape. And it really just works however you want it to work. I just love it. It's more expensive, but it is definitely worth it. And it really makes a statement in your design. So now I'm going to go about an inch shorter. And if they're not exact, it's okay. Go one more. Okay. I'll go ahead and cut this. Now let's get a zip tie. I'm going to put my pipe cleaner through the back. Let's get our swag back over here. Get it tied in. All right, let me cut that off there in the back. Now we're going to kind of add some support to our little bow. So I'm going to go in with, I have these little, what are these called? Just a doesn't have a name on them, but they're just little wildflower bushes. Okay. And so we've got them in a couple different colors. I brought the pink, just bring a little bit of the pink out. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the tag of it. I'm going to have it go up underneath our bow. It's going to kind of go in there like that, but let's cut down our stem because I don't need my stem that long. Go ahead and dip it in my glue pot. Look how pretty just that one is intermingled in our bow. Just that one. Is that not just gorgeous? We're going to add another one on the other side over here. What did I knock off? Oh, my water. This design's going to get large. I think I say that on 90% of my videos. I can't help myself. I make big designs. Okay. Every time I try to say I'm going to make something smaller, it ends up being big. So let's take another one. Fan it out, shake hands with it. Get you guys a little bit more on camera. Do my best. Okay, so the other one's going to go on this side over here. So let me cut this down. And probably what I should have done, I didn't. But I probably should have put that bow like on a pick so it could have came up out of the wreath a little bit and given it a little height. But I think our loops are big enough, so we'll make it work. Okay, so I'm going to stick that in there. I'm going to move these around. Is that not already just the cutest? Okay. Now I want to add some ribbon up here. And then we'll add another little cluster. So I think let's do maybe like 2 or 3 loop, maybe like a 3 loop. Let's make like a 3 loop. Yeah, let's do like a 3 loop up here. Since I have it in my hand, I'm just going to use the pipe cleaner. Don't worry about what color pipe cleaner because you're not going to see it. Okay, so let's get this wrapped. Well, I'm struggling with this one. There we go. Okay, got that tied in. Let me see if I want to cascade this one. Now let's just cut it. We'll leave it a little long. I have a little bit of this ribbon left for another project. We did use a lot of ribbon in this, so you can definitely again scale it down or use a use maybe like a less expensive ribbon if you want to, you know, get a lower price point. Okay, so now we're going to go in with another one. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to kind of anchor it on either side. Another option, if you didn't want to use a whole one, cut it in half. And you could use less product, just cut it in half and it would still look very pretty. Okay, so I'm going to cut this down. So instead of using two down there, you could use one on the bottom and one on the top just by cutting it in half. I'm going to go right up underneath our bow here. So let's flip it. We're going to go right here underneath on this side. So I've used 4 of these. Again, you can use 2 and cut them in half. There's a lot of product on these, so it would still look beautiful. They're nice and full bushes. I'm going to cut the stem down. I'm going to go right up underneath. I don't want to pull too hard on it yet until that glue dries. But we'll manipulate them a little bit. So just weave that right through those loops. Like your flowers are just growing out of your bow. How beautiful. I love it. So it's gonna be whimsical with our little egg. We're gonna add some little whimsical picks in here, but it's still gonna have that really pretty elegance to it. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of curl my tails a little bit. I'm going to fold that end under. And we'll see once we get it up on the easel exactly how we want our tails, but for now we'll just kind of get them out of our way here. There we go. Gorgeous. I mean, really, look, this is so pretty now, and you could stop and not even have to worry about adding anything else, and it's already pretty. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna pause the video. Let's get it up on the easel, and we're gonna finish it out up on the easel. Okay, so we are up on the easel, and we're going to go ahead and finish it out. But look how beautiful that is already. So we are going to add this Eva foam leaf bush. I absolutely love it. We have it in pink and green. So we're going to add some of this. I'm just going to pull it apart. So we have some little stems. Probably keep that one together. And we're going to start adding this around our design. Now I can see right here, we've kind of got a hole. We're going to add some of that in there. I'm just going to dip it in my glue pot. Add a piece right in here. These don't bend as much as I would like. They're just going to create kind of some movement. But they don't really, they'll bend a little, but not much. So we'll kind of use our greenery to place them where we want them. I'm going to go up top. Okay, I'm going to take another one and I'm going to tear it apart like we did that last one. Let me go on this side. We're going to intermingle, blend. I'm going to add a piece right here just because I see it in the camera. It needs something. Back over here. Okay, I'm going to get another one. And put it right down there by our egg. Okay. So we're just making our way around. add some down towards the bottom. Just going to go up underneath. Go up underneath on this side. Okay. So we have another one. Let me step back. We have another one. If I think I need a piece of ficus right here. We got kind of heavy right here, and I got this big piece of white. I'm going to take a little piece of this. We had one left over. I'm just gonna give it a bend. Yes, I think that's better. Okay. All right, so I have another one of these, but let's just wait. Let's see if we need it. Because we have a couple of other things we're going to add. So we're going to make it, we're going to bring out a little bit of the colors now. So our egg has the blue and the purple and the green and the yellow and all the things. So we're going to go in with these little wild, I think they're called pussy willow bushes or stems. I'm not really sure what they're called, to be honest with you. But they're fun. This is going to bring in a little bit of the whimsy. So we're still going to keep it pretty, but we're going to bring in some of those colors now. How fun are those? Okay, so let's tear these apart. Again, play with it, shake hands with it, go right in up at the top. Okay, let's get another piece. We're just going to kind of intermingle them. Let's see, how many of these did I bring? I brought 4. Okay. Let's go in with one right there. Love it. Okay, so I brought 4 of these, and we'll probably use all of them. But again, I'm going to sound like a broken record. Use as many as your budget or your client's budget allows. If you needed to, you could break these into like singles and just, so what I mean is you could take You could just take and break these into singles and have one little piece and then just strategically kind of place them around, and that would be perfectly fine. You don't have to keep them clumped together. And I say strategic means not really strategically, just, you know what I mean, just place them around. But you could break them into singles and use less product. I'm keeping them clumped, but you could break them. Okay. Again, I'm just going to move them around. And let's get one right in here. Okay. These are super fun. We're going to go right in the center of our bow here. Love. Okay. Get another one, and we're going to go down towards the bottom. There we go. And once that glue dries, we can really play with them a little bit more. I don't want to get carried away while it's all wet and then they fall out, and then that's no good. Okay, so got two more. We've pretty much used two to go from the top on this side, and we'll fill it out on that side now. Okay, let's just keep working our way around. Let me get some glue on this, and then let's see where we want it. So I went kind of right underneath. Let's go right under here. Okay, and I think we're going to put what we kind of went in the bow here. I'm going to go in the bow right here. Go right down in that bow. I'm going to let that glue dry before I get too carried away with it. Okay. Right in the side here. Get our last one. Okay. one added right back in there. And then we may do like I had suggested before, where you can break it into singles. We may do that and put some little singles where we need them. Okay, so I'm going to take these, I'm just going to pull them apart into little singles. And then we can just place them around where we need it, because I only have this one piece left and we've pretty much gone all the way around. Okay, so I know I want one kind of in here, more up under here. Okay, let me step back so I can see. I think we need a piece under here. And then maybe our sides right here. I think they need a little bit of love. Okay. Okay, I have one more piece, so let me see. Let's break up right in here. There we go. Okay, so again, this is a good stopping point if you wanted to stop here. Beautiful. But we're going to add another item. So I brought in some of these little pink Pom Pom Sprays. We're going to add some of these in here. I only brought 3. These are cute. They are messy. I will tell you guys, these are a little messy. Sometimes this little flocking on these can be messy, but they're cute, so we're going to use them. So I'm going to break these up. I only brought 3. That'll give us a little bit more pink in here. Because we all love pink, right? I guess maybe not everybody, but I love pink. So let's add some pink in here. We're going to add a few of these around. I have to keep in mind I only have 6 of them, so let me see. Yeah, we need one back there. Let me get a longer stem on that one. Cute. the side here. Let me step back and see what we got going on. Okay, let's do one right in there. I wish I would have brought more, but I'm glad I didn't because I would have added them. You know me. And I gotta learn when to stop. But these are cute. Let's add one right here, down in our bow. I think we'll probably go back and add one right up in there too, but we've only got two left. Okay, so let me step back and see, because I don't want to get too heavy with them. We haven't even come down to the bottom yet. So let's add one right in here. Okay, so now I have to decide. Do I want to put one up in there, or at the bottom? I think we're going to go up in there. Okay. Again, you can stop here. Let me step back and take a look. Beautiful. I think I got a little hole right here still. So I'm going to take a little piece of this other bush here. I'm going to try to fill in. I'm going to try to fill in this hole. Okay, now I'm going to take another piece. And now I'm going to start just kind of weaving some of these willows and greenery together, getting them to play how I want them to play. You step back. And remember to take a picture and then come back to it after you take a picture, because it will always look a little different in the camera. So I actually like the tails like that. Okay, I see a little spot. Right in here. Got one more piece. We're going to use it right in there. Perfect. Okay, I think we're going to stop. I had brought in some of the yellow sort of wildflower bushes that I thought maybe we could add. But I think we've got a lot in it and I think it's beautiful, so let's just stop. You could also, just to give you options, so that would be one option. If you wanted to add a little bit more yellow, get you some yellow wildflower bushes and kind of tuck in there. And now that I'm doing that, I kind of almost want to do it. Trying to talk myself out of it, but I really want to, because that would be pretty. To tuck like around the egg. Okay, we might do that. Another option, you could go in with like a pink spray. Cut them up. You could add pink around there. Add a little bit more whimsy to it. That's another option. If you wanted to bring in some glitter, if you really like the glitter, you could go in with some pink glitter sprays. And you could add the pink glitter sprays around that. How pretty. So any of those options I think would just be beautiful. I think I'm going to take a little bit of this yellow and add it like right in here. Let me see. I'm not going to glue it yet. Let's just kind of get it placed in there. Ooh, I like it. Okay. I'm going to do it. Y'all can stop, but I'm going to do it. We can mix our little pink pom-poms around there. Okay. So I'm just gonna shape it. Gonna weave some of this greenery around. Okay. Have one more piece. So I think I'm gonna trying to see if I want to split it up. I'm gonna split it up. That way we're not having to open another bush, but we can bring in a little bit of the yellow. So we got some kind of on the side. Let's bring some in our bow here. So I'm just gonna split these in two. Okay, so I split it in two. When you do that, they all kind of come apart. So I'm just going to take one of these wires and just twist it around so that we can get a little cluster back. And then I'll take it, I'll just trim that part right there off. So this just is taking it to the next level. But you definitely don't have to do this part. Okay, so I'm going to go in kind of right in there. Okay, I'm going to let that glue dry for a second before I mess with it. Let's get the one on the bottom added. So again, I'm just wrapping the wire around so that they'll stay together. You could use floral wire if you didn't, but I just used the wire from one of the stems. These little guys can bend and make little curlicues and whatever you want them to do. I think we're going to go right up under there. Okay. Let's just kind of move this around. All right, I think it turned out gorgeous. So I had to tie this onto the back of my easel so that it wouldn't slide around. So let me see if I can untie it one-handed. There we go. So here is our beautiful Easter swag. I hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, bye y'all.